everyone, welcome to our live stream. It's Wednesday and I'm happy to be here and welcome all my arty friends. She did this last time. If you're watching the replay, you'll see some stuff happening. I'm going to show some photos. She's got a fur ball. I'm going to show some photos. I'm going to show some happy mail. I'm going to show what we did last week and a follow-up project involving paper weaving, and then we're going to gel print with my November stencil design. Hi Colleen, hi Dar, and I need to like dye my roots, so just ignore that. Just ignore that. Right, Lucy? Yeah. Hi April. Hi Star. So today we went for a little toodle. And there's a bit of snow, so I put on her little booties. So that was her first time wearing her booties this season. Hi, Laverne. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hi, Becky. Right, Lulu? Yes. And I've got my decaf coffee for my third coffee of the day. Hi, Christina. I usually have two 12-ounce regular coffees. And then we have some decaf right now, so I thought I'd get some decaf. And all I have is these, hi Raoul! All I have is these Christmas mugs for this shape. I love this shape of coffee, like a coffee cup. It keeps my coffee nice and warm. So I've been looking for a non-Christmas shape, but now it's almost Christmas, so you know, I can use it without feeling guilty. Hey PG, love to your hubby, look away. Hey Deb Smith. Oh, so nice to see you all. Last week I didn't do face-to-face because I hadn't slept much and my brain was not working. So I've been going through some of my mom's photos. I'm in charge of doing the video montage sort of slideshow for her celebration of life at the end of the month. So I came across a few photos that I thought I would share with you guys. This photo isn't new to me, but the size of it is new. So I found this huge wedding photo of my parents. It's quite a large picture. They don't have a lot of photos that size. And then some other pictures I found that I didn't remember ever seeing before was one when they were quite young, dating. I think he was in university. Hi Dee Dee, super fun stream again today. And then this one is, I think she was a little bit pregnant in this photo. So there's my parents. And then I found some pictures of myself that I hadn't really seen. Well, this one I'd seen, but I thought I would show it to you guys. That's me and my bossy big mouth and all that hair. Oh, I think Lucy's saying bye now. Bye everybody. Okay, you go down, or you go beside me. Maybe you'll stay. And then this photo here, that's a little Yolande wearing a little blue dress that my mom made. I don't know if I remember that dress or remember photos of it, but I didn't remember that one. And then this one I thought was quite funny. I don't remember ever seeing this photo. This is very 70s. This is me sleeping with our cat, and the cat's name was Minou, which is a very French sort of nickname for a cat, Minou Minou. And then you can see there's like crayons and a coloring book. So even back then, I like to do art. I look about 4 or 5 there, I think, in that photo. And I remember those bed sheets. I remember that. So yeah, so we're gonna have like a display table with some memorabilia, and then we're gonna have like after all the speaking, we're gonna have like a video montage, and then we'll just play that. Hi Diane. Let's see if I missed anybody. Thanks guys. Hi Janet Boss Lady. Who else did I feel like I missed? Did I say hi to you, Laverne? I did. And then I took after Lucy's walk this morning, I stopped at the mailbox and I found a couple interesting happy mails. One was this card from Teresa Peterman, And she always makes these envelopes using scrapbook paper. Bye, Lucy. And she always has like a newsletter. And then she makes really beautiful cards. So that's Teresa Peterman's card. And she leaves it blank so that you can use it to send out. So thank you, Teresa, if you happen to watch this. And then I got some happy mail from Dee Dee Willingham. A pretty exciting happy mail. So I've got these, I must have won these in a, or maybe this was a thank you. I think these are stickers. So they're like her car stamps, but they feel like they're stickers. I think they're stickers. So thank you, Dee Dee, for those bats. And then a thank you print, which is a replica of one of her postcards that she did for the March postcard something or other. So it's super cool. And then she had sent me this journal that she made. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. Shipping was a little more than you should have spent, but I really, really appreciate it. And I'm going to do a flip through of this at my desk, and I'll show you why she sent it to me. All right, so we're going to walk over to the desk now. I think what I'll do is I'm going to cover the camera, and then we'll walk in the darkness. You guys will be covered. And then, oh, it's a green, you can tell it's a green Post-it note. I'm surprised it looks green, not black. But let's go over to the desk. Green screen. This is where I should make a trailer and put the trailer in. Okay, so we're gonna go on the desk here. And then I'm gonna flip the camera. There we go. And just straighten that out a bit. All right, so let's do a flip through of this cool journal that Dee Dee sent me. And I'll explain the reason why she sent it. I'm just trying to zoom in here. You guys can hear me okay? Hey, Jan, Lady Jan. Okay. Last time I noticed that eventually my camera kind of dipped lower and like lower and lower. So, all right. And I just gotta grab my chat on my iPad. All right, a little sip of coffee. Okay, I think that looks pretty straight. So this is a napkin journal. So Dee Dee, oh, what year? I don't know, a couple years ago. So these are some Jane Davenport napkins, and then she paints it out and added some stuff. So I'm just gonna do a flip through. So these are all napkins. And the fun thing about napkins is they have a nice texture to them. So it looks like I'm gonna be working in this at some point, adding some embellishments, another Jane Davenport. This reminds me of chalkboard art. I think all this needs is like a word in believe or peace or something. This is very Asian looking. And then this is the reason she sent me this journal, is because she was flipping through it a couple weeks ago, a month ago, and she saw this little note. It says, if lost, please return to Devin or Debbie. And I went back and I found the stream that was in, and it was because I said something about that looks like a circus clown. Maybe he's lost. And then, or maybe Debbie said maybe he's lost, and then Dee Dee made a little return tag. So that was kind of cute. So that's an example of how she finishes them. So we're gonna have lots of fun in that. More napkins with a bit of paint. Swatchy napkins from Jane Davenport. I know that bear is so cute. Hey, Jackie. And that bear is a Juliet Crane coloring book, a bear that Dee Dee colored. Some fish, more fish. And then the shells, more Jane Davenport napkins. And those always remind me of Zandra, right? Dar says it looks like a Tandy art bear. Yeah, it does. I'm pretty sure it's Juliet Crane though. And then more napkins. This is a lot. There's a lot in this. It was quite a hefty parcel. Some olives. Your heart is your greatest treasure. Moon magic and you. Isn't that pretty? And I think Dee Dee colorized some of that. So thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you very much. That's a napkin as well. So, and she finished the cover too. So she did it traveler's notebook style. So thank you, Dee Dee. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna write on the back here. I'm gonna write from Dee Dee. I don't think I'll forget, but you never know. From Dee Dee, whoops, Willingham. And then I'm gonna write the date that I got it, just so that I know you didn't make this stuff in 2025, but I'm gonna write the date. Yes, I will have fun. So we'll either work on it together sometime, or I'll show you my progress in it. So what I've been up to this week is I worked in this cute and creepy coloring book because Dee Dee Willingham got me hooked on this coloring book by Camilla De Recco. And I typically work on it every October, but as you know, I was away for most of October, so I didn't do anything in it. So I decided to do a page. This is a previous page, and I usually date it. So this was 2020. So this is a page I did because I thought, well, it's not, I'm past Halloween, but now it's fall and I didn't have any snow yet. Today was the first day we had snow that stuck. So I did this page. And after I posted it, I added a bit of black in the leaves here. And I feel like I need to kind of, it looks like he's got this ridge here. I think I need to recolorize that so it looks more flat. I don't know. And then the way I colored this actually is I based everything except the face. I based out in these Jane Davenport layered cakes. So they're kind of gouache-like, but water-soluble. And I use this color for the hair because I don't do a lot of brown-haired girls, even though I have brown hair, as you can see from my childhood pictures. But I used, I thought that made a really nice base for brown hair. And then the cat I based in this orange called Creme Brulee. And then the leaves I did with the yellow, orange, and red. And that's all I did to the leaves. I didn't color them or shade them. I just used the layered cakes. So I'll just show you the leaves up close. You can see that. Hope your light's better than what I'm seeing on my phone. And then for the face, I based it in the Crayola markers of Colors of the World, just water soluble markers. And when I do those in this book, I just kind of color them and then I swipe them with my hand to kind of spread them. And then I used my Halawa Ohuhu colored crayons to color. And then I added some highlights with the Languo gel pens, and that's how I did like some of the fur. So Dee Dee was showing today when she was overpainting those cats to put in the shadows first and then go over it. So that's what I was doing here. I could hear Dee Dee telling me, put the shadows in first. And then the background was this blue, this jelly trifle blue, very loose. And then I added distress inks, some different blue distress inks with a blender brush. One of these blender brushes. And then I spritzed it. So that's how I got like some of the dots and things. And then I went around with my colored pencil just around the edge to kind of make that a little bit darker. So I really had fun doing that. Yeah, I liked her hair. Thanks, Dee Dee. I think it turned out pretty good. And, you know, it only took me a day, which is
which is quick for me for a coloring page. Usually it takes me a few days, but that's one of the things I like about this book is that the pages are pretty quick to do. There's not all that tiny detail. So I've done a flip through of this before, showing the pages that I've done. And there's that background ink technique. Hey, Jolu. They are yummy. They're not really gouache. They're like water-soluble, opaque watercolors that you can layer. So I'll just do a quick flip through of my completed pages in this book. It's just so fun. I just love it. So I was really sad that I hadn't done anything in October. And this was a pebble rock technique that I got from a cat and paste YouTube video tutorial. And then this was inspired. Dee Dee had a ghosty page that I used that. Those are magicals in the background. And then that's the Colors of the World markers and pencils. This was a buddy color with Paint Girly. Yeah, the zombie kids were fun. And then that was using the Paul Rubens neon fluorescent watercolors to base. So one of these days I'll get this book done. And then that's that Kappa, Japanese folklore. This was 2023. He's got water in his head, and if he spills it, he loses his power, and you give him cucumbers to make him be nice to you or something. Thanks, Lady J. I enjoy coloring. But I find it hard to chat while I'm coloring, so I don't really do any coloring on camera. And then I think this was the first page I ever did in this book, and this is 2020. And then this I did some glow-in-the-dark paint, so if I left it open and then showed it, it might be a little bit glowy. It takes time to finish a whole book, yes. So I'm enjoying the journey. And then this I added stickles too. I was happy with how this bow came out. I thought the bow was pretty good. And all these spiders. I should have done a warning. Warning, there's spiders coming. And then the butterfly girls. I hope I'm in camera there. I'm just gonna wait a second to see if I'm lined up. Looks like I'm too far forward. I have to go back a bit. So that was fun. And that, again, that was the ink technique with the spritzer. You can see like all the little texture. That's from the Distress inks, adding water. Same with this, the background's all the Distress inks. And I don't remember if those had fangs or if I added them, because sometimes Dee Dee will add fangs to hers. And I think, oh yeah, this page too. Again, that distress ink technique where you add the water. I just like that look. And there we go. And that's 2025. This one was 2022. So I'm sure, trying to remember what page I did for 2024. I know I worked in it, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, I think I did this one in 2024. I think that one was my 2024 page. Yeah, October 2024. So thanks for looking at my coloring. All right, so last week we did some paper weaving. Thanks, guys. So we did this one inspired by the Northern Lights. And then we did this origami crane. We jelly printed on the origami paper that Dee Dee had sent me. And then I did 2 of them and I weaved them together. So that was fun. It was a chill stream. Dee Dee says she only got one done this October too. Okay, well, I don't feel so bad now. And then after the camera stopped rolling the next day, I worked on this piece here. So I did some more paper weaving. So what I did with this one is I printed out, this is just on a 32-pound hammer mill that I printed using my inkjet printer. This is, I printed out 2 copies of this, which is something I had done on a paper bag with, I don't remember what was used in the creation of this, but anyways, I had a picture of it. And then, so I printed out 2 of them. And then the way I did the weaving, I wanted to just do parts of the weaving. So the way I did that is I cut out, so for here, I cut out on one of the pictures, I cut out the whole shape of what I wanted to weave. So I had I'd cut out this piece from one of the pages. And then I used that, and I used my pen, my Frixion pen that goes away when you add heat, that Lady Jan got me hooked on. So I marked out kind of where the edges of that cutout were, okay? And then I used this little X-Acto knife to cut the vertical strips into the base page. And then I had this piece that I had apart, and I used this to cut it, and then ink the edges using this archival prize ribbon color, ink the edges, and then weave it through. So I didn't glue it down yet. So we have this section here, and then this one I decided to make it more of a vertical. So I cut 2 here, 2 here, 2 there, 2 there, and I weaved the paper through. But I had the paper strip first, and then I marked where I needed to cut the base page. I hope this is making sense. And then this one, same thing. I cut out the shape, the area I wanted, and then I cut the vertical strips here. So this one I cut horizontally, but all the rest I cut vertical strips, and then I weaved the paper through. And every now and then I'd make a correction weave where I would take a little bit out. I have printed out this piece as washi tape before on that paper that Janet sent me, I believe. Did I print it out? I think I printed out, this is my washi tape book. That was a different one. I thought I printed this one out as washi tape. Maybe I didn't, but yes, maybe I should print it out as washi tape. There it is. So there's it printed out as washi tape. So that's the same image, right? So now I could scan this in. So I didn't want to attach it to a journal yet, but I could scan this into the computer, and I could print this as washi tape. So it's like an image of an image of an image. All right, so I just want to show, I had posted this on Instagram, and someone had asked, how did you do that? And I said, well, I'm going to show it on Wednesday, show how I did it. So I hope that made sense. Any questions about doing the partial weaving? I'm not an expert, so if I can figure it out, so can you guys. So I'm just going to wait a second to see if there's any questions. So here's an example of like a piece that I didn't end up using. I don't remember where it's from, but, and then you just ink the edges. So I just inked the edges of the strips that I weaved in, not of the cut paper below. So, yeah. And I inked the edge of the whole paper too. I like that it still looks like a paper bag. I like it. Okay, so today we're going to do some gel printing. And I thought I would use, let me just put this coloring book away and this away. And I was watching Colleen on Beth's channel yesterday, and they painted these cute little hedgehogs, so check that out. All right, so this is my new stencil. It's called Creeping Vines. This is the 8x10 version. I believe it comes in 9x12, but I don't remember if it comes in the 5x7 or not. So that's that one. And then what Patricia done is she had actually cut out the edges, like she had made a pattern along the edges, and I think Mariah's going to re-release it with the edges that Patricia made. Beth is saying she learned weaving from Janet Young way back. Yeah, and Janet mentioned last week that the last time she did paper weaving was with the her Magicals paper. And that's why I think last week I showed what Magicals are. So we got Big Peggy here. Big Peggy is our 12x14 plate. Sent to me by Peggy Fitzmaurice, but I haven't seen Peggy around very much, so I hope Peggy's doing okay. And this is not clean. I'm not going to bother cleaning it too much because I'm just going to be using 8x10 paper, 8x11, 8.5x11 papers on it. So I'm just going to clean off a little bit of the crusty bits. I won't spend too long doing it. Looks like there's some pan pastels stuck on here. So my room is a disaster. Oh my goodness. But that's life, right? So I think what we'll do is I'm going to do, when I get a new stencil of mine, anyhow, I like to do a long haul, but I don't do a long haul. I do kind of a mid haul. So what a long haul is you put your stencil down, you add paint, pick it up, you add paint, pick it up, like you leave your stencil down. So you keep picking up paint so that the paint gets squished underneath the stencil lines. And then at the end, you pull this up and then you let it dry and then you pick it up with another color. Hi, Tammy. So good to see you. I sent you a message a while back on Facebook, but I hope you're doing all right. So, oh, the other thing I want to mention is Eddie, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, he released a video making Christmas backgrounds using my stencil. So I put a link to his video on my Facebook page. Oh, Colleen saw Peggy at Lori's last night. Okay, that's good. I know she was, you know, being busy, being active and stuff. Hi, Robin. Okay, so I like to put down a base layer, and sometimes the base layer shows, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm going to start with gold. And then I usually like to do my first color on top. I usually like to do it in a black to really define the lines. So my brain is thinking sort of Christmassy. Dee Dee got me in a Christmas mood this morning. So I'm thinking this is going to go in a Christmas direction, as did watching Eddie's video too, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm putting a lot down so that some of it will stay on the plate, because when you get a new stencil, especially from PMR Studio, it does tend to kind of suck the paint. Okay, so we're gonna just put that down like that. And then I pre-cut some medical exam paper. And I thought we could layer it on the same paper. And I thought this would make good wrapping paper. My son's birthday is on the weekend, so maybe if I end up getting him a present, I can wrap it. It takes time to holiday craft, yes. All right, so I put so much gold that we've got more gold there, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave the gold there, and I'm just gonna add some black. So the trick with the long haul, where's my black, is that you don't let things dry. You just kind of keep going while it's kind of wet. Does the lighting look okay for you guys? Ooh. So I haven't really gel printed in a while, so this is a good get back to it. activity. And then eventually, because you're doing it wet on wet, eventually some of the paint starts to come off the stencil, and that looks pretty cool. Okay. Oops. So I also cut this painter's masking paper that you get at the hardware store. So I thought we could use that too. And you don't want to leave your paper down too long, because then paper will kind of start sticking to your stencil. So let's do that one twice. I'm gonna get a bit more up from the So my oldest son had his university convocation yesterday. So that was very fun to go to. All right, so let's do, I didn't pre-pull any paints. Let's just do a bunch of maybe holiday colors. This is alizarin crimson hue permanent. Now, why does this look crooked? It shouldn't look crooked. Let's try that. And it keeps going lower and lower. Try that there. Okay, so here is some reddish. And then I like to use a fresh brayer so that my colors don't get too muddy. They will get muddy because the layer below is still kind of wet. So we're gonna do some on this page. Oh gosh. And we'll do some on the printer paper. So some of the paint comes through this, so I should be using a paper towel, but I'm not. So the thin paper tends to not stick quite as much. All right. Let's use blue. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Sherry. Glad you guys made it. This is manganese blue hue. And we don't have to do solid colors. We can like mix up our colors too, right? Let's do this one. And remember, Big Peggy is yellow, so things might look a little bit green on her. Did I say hi to you, Jackie? I think I said hi. Oh, hi, Joyce. I missed you. Ooh, that's a nice blue. I like that blue. So I think I'm just going to keep layering on this. We'll see how it goes. And let's try I like that metallic green I got a while ago. Let's try that. Anyone doing orders for Black Friday? We ordered a wallet for my son for his birthday. I think the metallic green will look cool on top of this black. So I'm just going to put it right on top of that. I'm not lining it up or anything. I find that when I do these medium haul things, I have so many papers left and I don't use them. So I thought I'm just gonna layer them. Ooh, that looks cool. I used this a lot when we were working in that Egyptian journal. This is just a piece of black cardstock I just had hanging out beside me. So let's pop that on there. It's very subtle. Kind of cool. All right, let's do metallic blue, shall we? Blue-green iridescent. Tammy says she's already started doing Black Friday sales. Cool. Well, let's do half iridescent blue-green and half green-blue. And this one's dry. And I think I'm gonna pull it on top of, let's start a new one. Let's just do this on cardstock. There's so much paint on here. I put way too much paint. But I think it's gonna be pretty. I'm gonna do this on a nicer paper. I just have a feeling. Again, I can't leave it too long. And because it's not super thin, it's not going to get in all the spaces, but ooh, just gonna put a little bit more there. That's cool. That looks like a patina. Check that out. I had a feeling. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Let's do another black. Let's use this black deli paper that Dee Dee sent me. Let's see what that looks like. Tonight's the night. Hey Eddie, I was telling people earlier that you did a video using this stencil and for people to go check it out. Ooh, that pulled up a lot from the surface. Look at that. Gorge. That is yummy. Okay. Let's go back to red. That's wet, that's wet. They're all a little bit wet, so this might get a bit browned out. So I hadn't really done a lot of gel printing since I've been back. I've been doing coloring and watercolor and doodling and organizing life. Look at that roll off. Funky. This roll off too. I think I should put that one aside. All right, let's do this on. So we've got red here. Let's put red on this side. And we'll see how it looks. And Linda's here. Hey, Kim Jackman. Yes, the black tissue is a deli paper. I think the brand is Estune, E-S-T-U-N-N-E. And Dee Dee had sent it to me, so that's the layered. That's kind of cool. I think we should layer something on this side too. Let's do some copper or brass or something like that. Do I have this rich espresso? I'm sort of trying to stick with jewel tones, I think, for some reason in my brain. jewel tones, sort of rich colors, except, I mean, I guess the blue green and green blue iridescent, those aren't really jewel tones, but I do like how they look, especially on dark paint. Okay, let's put this, should we do it, let's offset it this way. So we're thinking maybe this will be like wrapping paper, this piece. Hi, Carla. Well, good to see you here too, Kim. You like that Deco Art Espresso? I don't use it much. I'm usually not much of a brown person. There's the brown. Now I feel like I want to add gold back over on this side. So let's do, before we add gold, let's add something that's not shiny. I'm thinking black, but then I'm not. What am I thinking? Maybe that green's too light. I don't want to do purple. Oh, we could do this green. This is a darker green that's just a matte. Deep green. Ooh, excuse me. I've definitely got more energy today than I had last week. Oh, I was just not myself last week, and then after my stream, I was done. I crashed the rest of the day. I couldn't even, I just sat on the couch. Couldn't get much done. This looks a lot like the metallic green, but it's not metallic. So let's do that on some white copy paper, I think. Again, with the copy paper and a new stencil with paint, you got to be careful that you don't leave it on there too long. You don't want it to stick to the stencil. So that's that green. That definitely could use another layer. But let's do the gold. Too much too soon. Well, maybe, but you got to get back on the saddle, right? Build up your stamina. I think I just hadn't slept well. But last night I had a good night's sleep, so. All right, so this gold we decided we're gonna put on the medical exam paper. I think that's a lot of paint though. So I'm gonna put it here, this way. Sure, let's do like that, kind of in the middle. I don't know. This is probably going to be just a wrapping paper. Ooh, it's getting thick. Kind of obliterated the espresso, but hopefully it'll be in our final print. All right, let's do black. I'm trying to think of that song, Carla. I actually saw James Taylor recently, about a year or two ago, in concert. It was very good, very mellow. Oh, I should have put that on a paper. Okay, let's put this on. Should I put on this green one? No, it's gonna obliterate it. Let's put it on its own piece of paper. No, Kim. Well, I probably have seen her stencils. She's a big Klimt fan, as am I. I think he's really cool. I saw Denise Love doing a video where she was using, I think it was Denise Love, she was using Klimt to inspire her doodles. So a lot of that metallic came up from underneath layers. That's kind of cool. And then let's see if there's a bit left we can put on this one. And I'm not really paying attention to see, this stencil isn't symmetrical, so I wasn't really paying attention to what direction I was putting that on. That felt like it was almost getting stuck. So obviously I put it not in the same direction. You can see the pattern didn't line up. But I'm okay with that. So I feel like we could take this off now. I might just want to get a bit of the paint out of there. What's that? Okay, and let's flop this one off onto here. If there's any, oh, actually there's gonna be gold underneath. Thinking it'd be nice to flop that onto something dark. Here, let's flop it onto this. See if we can line it up. So there's our gold. This, I might want to try to line it up. Nope. Actually, it's not going to line up, is it? Because it's from a different direction. A different, like one's from the top of the stencil, one's from the bottom. So this here especially, you have to be quick. Ooh, I like it. That added a lot of depth to that one. Let's see if there's any left for this one. So I gotta let this dry now. So a little bit came off on that. And if we, I don't know if there's any left here. I don't think there is any of the dark paint left. No. But I wonder if we did like, try to wipe the stencil, but you have to be careful. So Patricia from PMR Studios, she frequently cuts the edges of her stencils. I was talking earlier how she took this one and she cut the edges really cool. And Mariah might make a second stencil from that. And Becky Boker, she was here, and she took one of my stencils. I think it was the Venetian Abstract, and she cut it into like pieces, and there's some really cool pieces with it. So I wonder, maybe I'll get another one of those and kind of cut it up like she did. So this is just kind of looking muddy, but we'll see. And sticky. So I'm just kind of tapping and pushing off. I'm not like going off too much. All right. That's interesting. I feel like it would be cool if we, I feel like putting a layer of red on that. Okay, let me put this away while it's drying. And let's bring out a smaller plate.
of a mess. Okay, let's grab out a smaller 8x10 plate. I haven't done a major jelly print video in a while, I don't, or live, I don't, oops, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's use that same red, this one here. When Peter James got big enough to talk, he'd say, "No, no, Nana, don't sing the sleepy cowboy song." Oh, they're funny, hey? Someday I hope to have grandchildren. So it's just a pretty thin layer. And I want to put it this way, so I'm just going to put them together in one swoop. So there we go. So that added some like good depth, I think, to that one. This kind of never ends, so now I'm like, okay, I need to put that somewhere. Let's put it on top of this green one. It's just kind of like a little bit wah wah wah. Let's just add that on there. It's kind of wet though, so hopefully it'll stick. Yeah, so that brought just a little bit of that red back in, which is cool. And we've got two different wrapping papers going on there. Just thinking maybe more blue, or maybe we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. Hi, Shannon, Art Junkie. Oh, you changed your name. Art Junkie Colors and Stuff. Cool. All right, and I don't think this is still wet, but it might be. Let's just roll it, see if some of that comes off. The paper's kind of warpy, so I have to be careful when I'm rolling. So yeah, not much came off there. Okay, how we doing? So we got that one, we got this one. We got this one. Got that one. This is really nice. Oh yeah, we got these. We got this one here. It's kind of like the opposite of this one. And we got that. And then the final print's still coming. So we're kind of green heavy. A lot of green. I feel like I want one, like a paper one that's more red. Oh, we have that one we just did with this one. I was sort of thinking about like keeping this one for, like I said, for wrapping paper, but maybe cutting the other ones into squares to make like a grid. This one's too nice. I'm not going to cut it into squares. I just love that one. I think that would look cool in my Egypt book. I think that's going to go in my Egypt binder, Egypt journal. But I'm thinking if we cut these three up into squares,
and then made accent pieces with either the red or this one, or maybe we make one more red one. This is still a bit wet. Oh, we have this piece too, this black. Maybe these four together. I was sort of thinking about cutting out, like making a grid and then cutting out like ornament shapes. That actually might be kind of cool. And then putting the ornament shapes onto there. I only have this punch and this punch, which is a bit smaller. So maybe that will dictate the size of our squares. I'll have a little sip. Let's go for it. So I'm gonna put these ones aside. I don't think we're gonna use those. Let me get my trimmer. Oh, did you guys hear that? Oh, that was emergency alert, but it was just, they were just testing the alert system. Oh, I just had a heart attack. Hi, Lucy, were you worried about me? You're so sweet. Oh, she's sitting under my other desk right now. She didn't like that noise either. Okay, I'm gonna pick this up on something first. Maybe just on pink. Like a light, soft pink. Just to clean this plate up. Did you guys hear that? Or was it just... Yes, that was my phone, and I film with my phone. Oh gosh, that was like scary. I'm glad it was just a test, that there's not actually an emergency. Now Lucy's right under my desk. She's like, Mom, I don't like that noise. Make it stop. Oh, you had that earlier? They must be going across the country. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. Put that over here. Let's see if the other one is dry yet. Pull. No, it's still wet. I'm gonna put my little fan on it, and we'll start cutting these shapes. So we still have to do our final pull of the mid-haul. So I'm gonna put this fan over on my other desk where the big Peggy plate is. That'll help it dry a bit quicker. Okay, so we got that going. So let's cut some squares. And I think I'm gonna put it in, I pulled out my Christmas journal, which is just hole punched scrapbook paper that I made a few years ago. I didn't work in it last year, but let's just do on here. So this is the one side, which I'll add something to it, but I thought let's do it around here, and it'll be a page done in my December journal. Let me measure this page. So this is 8 1/4 by 11. So what if we do 2-inch squares? 1, 2, 4, 5, and then we can do a border. So we'll do 2-inch squares. Let's just cut them. This is going to be the ornament. Maybe the other one will be too, or the pink one, we'll see. And let's just start cutting these into 2-inch squares. We'll make a bunch of 2-inch squares, and then we'll cobble something together. Kathleen. Good afternoon. That reminds me of the movie, with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, even though Ryan Reynolds is in the doghouse lately, but it's that musical where it's like, it's like a Christmas, I can't think, what's that one with Ebenezer Scrooge and stuff, but it's a musical, it's a modern day musical. Help me out. Scrooged, I think it's called Scrooged. And they were back in the olden days, and they say good afternoon, and it was a big insult to say good afternoon. They're like, good afternoon. I need a new blade for my trimmer. I'm getting lots of little fuzzies. So we're going to do a bunch of 2-inch squares, twinchies. But we're not making twinchies, we're just making 2-inch squares. We're gonna make a little grid collage and add some ornaments, and we'll see what else. So let's do 2 rows of each, and then we'll see. I haven't decided if I'm doing Christmas cards this year. Last year I did those Lucy postcards, and that was a lot of work. The only musical you love is Les Miserables. I like a lot of musicals. Actually, they're doing a production of Les Mis coming to our city that I might want to take the family to. Les Mis is very good. I love most musicals, I have to say. My favorite musical is Chicago, the movie Chicago. Royal, I'm surprised you don't like Moulin Rouge. I would think that would be your jam. Yeah, my blade needs a replacement. I could probably go find it right now, but I don't know if I'll use that one. All right, so we got that one. This one's still drying. Let's do some of this one. Let's cut this off here. But I think Scrooged is my new favorite Christmas movie. Elf used to be my favorite Christmas movie. It's still up there, but I really enjoy Scrooged. One, 2, 3. That one's kind of yucky with the edge, but we'll see. Yeah, Grease is fun. I always was pissed off with the ending, though. I thought, why did she have to become a bad girl? Like, why couldn't he become a good guy, you know? I just thought, even as a kid, that bothered me. I like the music, though, and I like the dancing. Favorite Christmas movie for Raoul is Goblet of Fire. So that's Harry Potter, right? I think I've only seen like the first 2 or 3. Eddie likes his Black Christmas from 1974. I don't know Black Christmas. Is that like a... Almost sounds like a horror. That cut. Okay. All right. We got 2 more to do. This one's very subtle, but we're going to go for it. Oh, that's where that thing went. But I know Christmas isn't everybody's jam. So we'll just call it the holidays. But I'm going to be putting ornaments on this, I think. Sorry, everything's kind of crooked on the screen there. I've just got everything willy-nilly. It is a horror flick. Okay. Well, it sounds like a horror flick. I'll have to check it out. Is it like, is it like Gaslight? Oh, the Gaslight's from, it's earlier than the 70s. Is it a Hitchcock movie? That's 2 inches. All right. Alrighty then. I feel like there's not much paint there, so I'm going to just kind of... I'm going to throw this one out. There's not enough paint on it. Diane says Christmas Story is still her favorite. So that's the one with the kid with the glasses, right? And Fragile. But I tried to I watched that movie and I didn't find it that funny. I only found parts funny that I heard my online friends talking about, like Fragile with the leg lamp and stuff. But other than the leg lamp, I wasn't a big fan. Sorry. That's probably an unpopular opinion. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Yes, people are starting to get their Happy Mail, which is awesome. Now this paper's a bit thinner, so it's a little harder to cut into perfect squares, I think. So instead of pushing it up against the edge, I'm just lining up the line here. We should probably build this collage on black cardstock because it's not going to be perfect, so there might be things showing through. Hi, Carol. The leg lamp. I don't remember the snow suits. So yeah. Home Alone. I like Home Alone. That's a good Christmas movie. Oops. Ah. Let's try that again. Maybe this I can put against the edge because... But then I go halfway through and I go up and down because if I try to go from the bottom, this paper's so thin it could rip. Okay. So I wasn't planning to do mostly green. It just sort of happened. Y'all know blue's my favorite color. And today we're doing green and red, I think. Or mostly green. This is almost like a blue-green though. Oops. Okay, so... And I might not get these all glued down. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're okay. So I took Lucy for her toodle already today so that after I'm done streaming, I'm gonna have to go over to the Costco. I call it Crapco, but go there to get food because we're pretty much out of food. Hey, Lulu, are you moving around now? Where'd you go? Where are you going? You were doing so good down there. She so rarely sits in here with me. She's like, oh, that alert's over. I'm good. Okay, so we've got those. Let me go see if the big one, Big Peggy's dry. She feels pretty dry. Okay, let's bring this over. Let's talk about what colors to do. So we've got gold. So I want something that the gold's gonna look good against. And we've got the openings. It's hard to see through here. What about this red one? I think that might look good. Let's use that red. And here's our pink and red one, our cleanup print. That's nice. I don't mind it. Might look good with this one as our ornaments. That might be okay. I like pink as a Christmas color. All right, so we're gonna put this down. This is the alizarin crimson hue permanent. And we need a brayer and a paper. I'm gonna use a good paper, the 32-pound hammer mill, and I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me if I sneeze. I'm gonna take my microphone off. I sneezed away from the gel print, just so you know. Okay, that's pretty good. I took my microphone off. It's in my hands. You're probably hearing a lot of grumble, but I gotta get this on quickly. All right, putting my microphone back on. Need something to push that down with. Thank you, Kim. What I need is a bigger piece of paper. Okay, so we're gonna let that simmer. And we'll pull that. Okay, so let's put this aside to dry. We'll bring it back to pull it. I'm gonna go put the fan on it. It's like I'm carrying like a cake. Hope I got those edges down in time. Excuse me. Okay, so let's bring this out. What if we build this on some black paper and then attach it? Let's see. So this is a thin black paper. Let's do that. I'm going to cut this edge off and then cut the holes. Punch. Okay, let's put this away. Cat toy. Cat drives me crazy. A babysitting cat toy. That's cool. Bye, Eddie. Safe travels. All right. Let's start throwing these on here. Oh, thanks, Lady J. You're very kind. Okay, so we're gonna do, we want kind of like a random array. Not sure if I'm going to use this black one. It might be too dark. Let's just see. It is nice to have 4 though. Let's see how that's looking. Four does kind of make it simple to not have things repeating. Okay, and let's see, this is black. I think I would ink the edges in black before I glue them down. That has to go there, and this has to go here. It's kind of like a puzzle. And then we can clip that after. I didn't really pay attention to the pattern or which way the pattern was going. What we could do is leave this strip down here just to write the date. So what do you guys think? Do you like that? Just kind of shake it a bit. Thanks, Jan. You're very sweet. Oh, I didn't see you said washi paper top up too. That's funny. Bear hugs to you. Thanks so much. All right, let's cut out some ornaments with our Stampin' Up! Ornament cutters that I've never used. And I might even have some die cuts that are bigger. Let's see. Let's just do a few. And just pop them on there. I'm just going to cut here because it's a lot of white. I don't want too much white. Let's do 3 of that one. What if we do, let's see what the purple with the pink looks like. If we do, I almost feel like we should put them on, like pop them up, but this paper's not very thick. Let's just see how the pink looks. All right, I'm not sure if I'm feeling the pink. Let's put those aside for now. It might be good as something else. I just don't know if they're good for this. Let's cut out some of the small ones with this one here. We've got 3 of each. We need one more. Let's do one more big one. Yeah, Kim, I wasn't a fan of the pink on that. I liked the pink, but not for here. Okay. I almost wish I had like a bigger, not sure. I do like the green. It does have to go flat though. The other thing we could do is I could glue down these squares and then I could cut a triangle like a Christmas tree and then add the ornaments. Gold cord would be good to hang the bulbs. Yes, I agree. I could punch a little hole with this other punch that I have. Where is it? I have a tiny punch. Or even I could just use a needle. I think that's a good idea. And of course, we want everything offset and yada, yada, yada. Wonder. Okay, let's put those aside. I'm gonna go see if that other print is ready to pull, and then we'll see if we can. Oh, that's a lot of inking and gluing. I don't know if you guys want to watch all that. Okay, I think this is ready. Let's see how it looks. I'm just gonna put it on top of this. Ooh. I think that's really cool. I like it. Here, I'm gonna bring it up closer. I like it. Let me just grab this out of the way. And I'll show you this print. Put it on something you can see it better. I like it a lot. I just want to keep it as is. I don't think I want to do anything with it. Look at that. Oh, so yummy. Check-moi ça. That's French. French English. Fringlish. Isn't that yummy? And look at like that detail there with the paint smushed under. See a little bit of the blue, that shiny blue. Oh yeah. See, I don't even want to cut this up. I just want to keep it. I could make card bases, cut this into 4, and then just put a little word. That's all it needs. So you do all those prints to get your final combination print. Yes, you could use a scan and cut, Carla. That's a great idea. I actually have a scan and cut. I could make a big one for the middle. Okay, let us hey, Candy. Or it looks like Candy. I thought you were saying hi to Candy. Okay, so do I have the energy to glue all those down? I have the energy to glue them. I just don't know if I have the energy to ink all the edges. Let's cheat. Let's glue them down, and then we'll just use a pen or a Stabilo or something to get all the edges black. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so this black is not very thick. Okay, I have another sip of coffee. Decaf. Let me get a wax paper. Are you guys okay to watch me glue this down? And then we'll see, maybe we want to cut it into a Christmas tree shape or not. Okay, so I'm going to get, move this off of here. Come back to that, and let's get another piece of black paper. And I'm just going to glue it with Eileen's Tacky and a glue stick. Eileen's Tacky and a glue stick. And we'll go as quick as we can, and we won't worry about if it's super straight or not. So let's start at the, we can start at the bottom. Let's start at the top. Let's start at the top. Start from the very beginning. Yes, watching glue dry, right? It's a lot of squares. So I'm glad I'm not inking all the edges, because that would be a lot of extra. Now this one's thin, so it's a little bit trickier. So one of the papers is thin, and the rest are pretty substantial. Okay. Should I play, hey Zenjen. Thank you. And green is not my favorite color, that's for sure. I like blue. I'm surprised this didn't end up blue, but we were kind of going with a Christmas theme. Dee Dee got me in a Christmas mood. I don't want to think too much about the directions though. Ooh, that matched up. I don't want it to match up. I want it to not match, because if it matches, then it looks weird if they're not all matching, right? This one's hard to see, but the pattern is there. Try to keep it somewhat square. It's hard because this is under the camera, so I can't really get my head right under to make sure it's square. How are we doing for time though? Oh, not bad. Again, that almost matches up, but whatever. I'm not gonna worry too much. Okay, so I can sit down. I think I can do the rest sitting down. So I use the Eileen's Tacky, and then I use my glue stick to spread it, to get to all the corners. I'm trying to remember how I had it. This one seems to be a bit shy of 2 inches. Whoops. Carla says, I need to browse my dies. I haven't used any in at least a year. I saw someone make stamps from art foam die cuts. Yes, you can use like the kids fun foam and use your die cuts, and then you just glue it on like a piece of cardboard or something. I've done that. I think I did some leaves like that. Oops. And I used, I had art foam that had a texture on it, and I can't find that art foam anymore. The textured art foam. I don't know where it went. Like it just disappeared from the stores. And I'm pretty sure I bought mine from the dollar store even. So we're going to glue these down and then decide if we want to cut like a tree, or if we want to just put it flat. My hands are getting a little sticky. I gotta whip my hands, they're all full of glue. So thanks for coming. If you're here, don't forget to put the thumbs up. And I just realized I was not in all messages, but I think we're okay. And if you want to say something to me, just put it in uppercase if I don't see it. Hello, Adele Densham. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you next month. All right. That's too much the shape of that one. Let's turn it this way. This is almost like a little bit of a quilt. Last week we did paper weaving. This week we're doing kind of like quilting. Speaking of which, I could either do black in between or I could do gold. I think I'm gonna do black. Yes, the textured foam works very well. Down a little bit here. Okay. I think we're going pretty quick. Trying not to be too overly fussy. Carla says, I remember you making a stamp from Twizzlers. Yes, that was for a Bridget Coopson prompt thing, I think. I think it was like use food or something like that. That was a long time ago. Wow. Okay, bye, Zen Jen. Take care. So if you're just coming in, these we made a bunch of prints using my November stencil design called Creeping Vines. Carla's hiding candy from the grandkids to use them for art supplies. I love it. Love it. Okay, we're getting there. So I've already taken Lucy for her walk. I already had lunch. So after this, after I make my thumbnail, I'm gonna run out to Costco and buy some food. So after my son's convocation, we actually went to Earl's, which is not it's a Canadian thing, isn't it? It's not even all of Canada. Earl's is kind of like a casual restaurant, but it's I can't think of what it would be like a Joey's, like a keg. Anyways, we went there and oh, it was so good. I had fettuccine alfredo with some blackened chicken. I'm no longer vegetarian, apparently. I just got tired. Sorry, animals. I just got tired of having to make different meals and having trouble finding things to eat that had protein. I just need a break. I'll probably become vegetarian again someday. So Carla found her Twizzlers. Wonder how stale they are, hey? So, what's everybody else working on? Any fun Christmas projects or holiday projects? Oh, excuse me, that was my stomach. I'll make this one go upwards. Okay, we're almost there. Just those two. And then we'll decide if we're gonna cut this into a triangle. If we do cut it into a triangle, I'd probably put it on a gold base. Okay. So I hadn't really decided what I was going to do until this morning. Well, actually, I knew I was going to use my new stencil. I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. Okay. So it's a little wonky because the paper is thin. Let me just put this glue away and wipe my hands. Jolie was coloring stuff, just chilling. You have ideas for creating a coloring book, but have not implemented them yet. Ooh, Carla says her Twizzlers are at least 2 Halloweens old, good and stiff. Yeah, it's hard to, I try not to think about what I eat now too. All right, so let's grab this piece of paper. So this is from my journal, and we're thinking, so option 1 is we just leave it square, and we add, I would ink the edges of these, and we add our little ornaments like that. I don't know, somehow. Option 2, green for the win. Option 2 is that we cut this into a tree shape, and then we put gold on this, and then we glue this on top of the gold and add our ornaments. Colleen's doing house stuff while watching. Okay, let's just cut it. Let's just do it. The glue's still a bit wet, but let's, you know what, I'm feeling crazy. We have a center point here, right? I cut off this little lip here. And it should be even. Okay. And go from the center to this edge, like that. Okay. We go to from the center to that edge. Okay. Now we actually have 2 trees. We can do one like that. That's kind of fun. And on this one, we cut this edge off here. We should have 2 for 1. Okay, now I need need some gold. I think gold would be a good background. Hey, Lucy. That hole's in the wrong spot, but okay, let me get gold. I think I brought gold tissue. We could just. You don't like the paper noise, girl? I'm sorry. Let's see if this gold is gold enough. Yeah, I could put the two together like that. And then I could draw. I think this would be cool if for this one, if I did that and then I used gold and then put like gold branches and not use the ornaments. I think that would be cool. With this one, sorry it's so noisy, I could glue down this tissue, right? Put that down, and then we put our little ornaments. And maybe we don't even need all of them. That's kind of fun. Okay, so do we want to glue this down wrinkly? Yes. Yes, we do. So I'm going to cut a bigger, whoops. I'm going to cut a bigger piece than I need. And then we're going to wrinkle it. We're going to glue it down. Where's my scissors? There they are. Okay, so let's grab a bigger piece. Here we're just flying by the seat of our pants, people. And if we don't like it, is it the end of the world? No. Okay, it's gonna be noisy. Okay, I'm going to grab this piece of. That's a lot of glue there. This part's not gluey. Okay. And then we can ink it too, right? Now, is this gonna be big enough? I did cut bigger than I needed. That's pretty good. Okay. Should we use glue stick and Eileen's tacky? Sure. So this is not a master class. It's not a Skillshare. It's a let's hang out, have some fun. Life is too serious to be serious. Swag garland drawn with gold, yes. I really want to use my ornament punches because I don't think I've actually ever used them. So let's use our stuff. If you have something else that you haven't used, use that. Right? Okay, that's pretty sticky. I could leave this edge, because it's gonna go in a journal, I think I need to cut the bottom off, but let's rip this edge. Maybe that would look fun sticking out of the journal. Poor Lucy. She's just a little girl. Okay. And let's cut the edge here. It's easier if you turn it around. Oh, shoot. I had that ripped. I forgot. Oh, man. My brain was thinking of other things. So we can always take that ripped edge, where is it? Glue it back on, but we're not gonna. Whoopsie. All right, let's ink that with some black. And then we can put some white snow splatters on it. Okay, there's some black. And we can ink the edge even more. That's going to go on there. Something like that. And we're going to, let me glue it down first, and then we'll add the black. I think we need a trunk. Very simple. And we have to punch our holes. One of them's going to be through the tree. All right. So let's put that there. Where's my Eileen's tacky? Sorry, you guys couldn't see that. Putting a thing on the bottom. Just cut one of the black pieces to go on the bottom. I'm very lagged here. Let me see if I... There we go. I think I'm going to cover this in matte medium before I glue that down, just to, because I'll probably ink Stabilo around the edges. So let me just put just a little layer of some matte medium. How are we doing for time? Got 10 minutes. That's not matte medium, that's too thick. Here's some Liquitex matte medium. Ooh. And even though it's matte, I think it's still gonna, the gold's still gonna look shiny enough. I think. A little extra thickness. Let's get my heat gun out though. Sorry, this brush is so long, it's probably causing the camera to go crazy. Okay, oh, and now was stuck to it there. Try to push that back. Okay. Put that in some water. I don't have any water. Extension cord. Oops. I'm using it for something else. So heat gun. Carol, I probably won't get to them this year, but if I do, I would definitely stop by. I can send you a message on Instagram if I get up that way. Yeah, the crinkle tissue is a super fast way to do a background. The other side. If you're just coming in, this was my favorite print of the day, this one here. It's multi-layers of paint with the stencil. Pretty good. It's not fully dry, but we're gonna slap that tree on top. Put that on there. And this we're definitely gonna use a lot of the Eileen's tacky. And we're gonna have a hole in it because of where the binder goes. It's not a binder, but I used like 3 rings to make this journal. I'll show it to you some point in December. Just not quite. Okay, that's a lot of Eileen's tacky. And that's definitely gonna have to sit under a book, I think. Got a few spots here. So this is a big one for a journal, but you could do a similar thing for a Christmas card, right? You can make a master board of squares that are maybe 1 by 1 inch. And then you could, you know, cut them into triangles, make some Christmas trees. All right, let's get, do I want a pit pen? Because it's, maybe I'll just do a pit pen. I could do like a Stabilo, but if we do a pit pen, we can just kind of rub it with our, to get those little edges there. Just to get some of that, where that paper was white. fingers are getting sticky. So I hope you guys aren't too bored. Thanks for hanging out with me. We're almost done this impromptu Christmas tree that I wasn't sure what we were going to do. Whoops. I think some white splatters would look good. Just put a little bit there. Just going to bring that up. Now we put the matte medium on there because I thought it would be cool. You can use some black Intense and kind of spread it. The Christmas tree. So my hope is that the matte medium will help the tissue not disintegrate when I add the water. That was my thought process on that. All right, let's get some brush. And I don't have water still. Where did I put that other brush? Oh, I put it by the table, but I didn't bring my water over. Let's see. That might not be as distressy as I want. Oh, it's not bad. It's good on the sides here. That's kind of what I was looking for. Sort of that. Let's add another layer of that. I like that. Okay, and actually right here where I pushed it over, just kind of blend that in. Okay, and then we got these guys. But I think I need to ink the edges and get some gold string like you guys suggested. So I don't know if I'll have time to finish that today, but I'm just gonna line it up about where we're gonna, oh, I think I've got too many of these. Something like that. I don't know. Something like that. And then I could ink the edges with a green. Let's do a trial. Green, or I could do a black, but let's do green just to see how it looks. We could do this little extra one here and see. So that's a green. We could kind of I'm not sure if that's dark enough. Can you guys tell the difference? Maybe black would be better. I think the green's okay though. Thanks, Adele. And then I think we would splatter. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna add these before next time. I'm gonna go ahead and add some white splatter to there. Just gonna get some white paint. And then I'm not sure what I should do for my thumbnail. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have these two side by side. That'll be our thumbnail, I think, something like that. just to show the print. Okay, I need a fluffy. I'm not very good at splatters, but I need to add, I put some white craft paint, and I need to add some water. And we're almost done. Okay. Let's see if that's... I don't know if that's splattering. Yeah, it's splattering pretty good. All right, let's put some tissue on there. And we'll just do... I'm splattering everything except my paper. And then we'll do a little bit at the bottom here. And then what might be cool is if we put, maybe before next time, maybe I'll put some like packages under the tree. So let's just put that back on there just for, and I like to try to make sure nothing is perfectly lined up. I had another one. I might, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So something like that-ish. But before next time, I'll punch a hole in all of these and maybe add some string, or I'm not sure. So there's our little tree, our big tree actually. And then I'll do another tree with this, and then I'll draw like some, or maybe use like gold rickrack or something to make like the stem and the branches. That would be cool. And we'll do another page with that. And yeah, so I think that is all for today. Let me just grab out my favorite print, which is this one here. That's our prints, something like that. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Yeah, rickrack, if I can find some gold rickrack. I think I have some. So, and then I still have to punch those holes there, which I'll wait till for that glue to dry. And yeah, I think that's it for this week. Next week, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something. Maybe we'll do some more holiday journal stuff, or maybe go back to the Egyptian journal. I'm not sure. All right. Well, thanks, Colleen. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Have a great week. Thanks, Yvonne. I didn't even see you here. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. And I appreciate shares, likes, comments. Especially like comments. I like interacting with you guys. So I'll probably add more splatters to that. All right. Thanks, guys. And the giveaways from 2 weeks ago, I've heard that they're sort of starting to arrive. So if you want something, you should be getting it any day now. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. I have to pull this out again. Do this every time. All right. Ciao.